Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your October 3rd to October 10th tarot reading. Celtic Gaia Tarot, and welcome to my channel. So, yes, Scorpio, at the bottom of the deck you've got the Lover's card. So, I think for quite a few Scorpios, a relationship is the centre of your week, or this is certainly for many a relationship reading, although for some it could just represent choices that you need to make, but these are quite big choices you need to make actually, Scorpio. So whatever it is, it's going to be different for all Scorpios, but there's definitely choices or a relationship at the core of this reading. At the crowning card you've got the King of Pentacles. So for many of you, this could represent an earth sign person or just someone with very earthy qualities. So maybe not as much emotional, or just very slow moving, very practical person in your life. Or for some Scorpios, you're having to make decisions around things like housing, jobs, career, things to do with how and where you live. And there's a sense, because it's the king, you're reaching full maturity of this week, which is really lovely to see. Becoming a master is always a really good sign, and there's quite a lot of empowerment in your reading actually, Scorpio. So if this is a relationship or it's choices around how, where you live, where you work, how you invest your money, all those very crucial things. And your additional guidance card is by the book, and that speaks to me of, it could be like following tradition, following customs, but also following universal spiritual laws, basically. So try and keep things very straightforward. King of Pentacles is always very straightforward. He's very solid, very straightforward. So there's a sense of having to follow those guidelines, Scorpio. If it's universal laws, customs, anything, try and be straightforward this week in your dealings. So you start the week in a very, very good note. You've got the Judgment card paired with the Six of Wands. So for many, this is a complete transformation. It's a rebirth, basically. Yes, the end of one big karmic cycle and the beginning of a new one, which is making you feel that you're born again, basically. You're receiving all that brilliant universal energy and just feeling very connected and very just wonderful card. This is one of these really liberating cards. You've been liberated from potentially quite a difficult, oppressed stage of your life. Okay, so loving this, Scorpio. Then move on to the King of Cups, and for some this could be in a water sign person, again, the King of Pentacles, a more mature person. But I think for some of you, this is you. And I'm going to take a bet for some Scorpios, this sense of empowerment keeps coming through for me, of you becoming sovereign and the master of your own fate and the master of your own destiny. And the King of Cups is, you know, you are a water sign, so it's becoming master of your own element, your own emotional world. He sits on the throne in the middle of the ocean, so he's literally became his own master regardless of what's going on around him. He's paired with the Seven of Swords. So again, many meanings. I tend to see this card as coming to realization about how our thoughts are robbing us of our own emotional well-being. That's how I very often see this card. For some people it could be the Deceit card. It could be the treachery card, so be careful of this by the book. It's this is a King of Cups person. Some of you are trying to get away from them. Try and keep things straightforward. Don't just run off or run away from them, even though the temptation might be that you do that. But for others, this is realising how your thinking is robbing you of your own sovereignty, and it has to come to an end. But it's going to have so many meanings for so many people. You know, for many, this could be a person that you're trying to get away from. You know, maybe someone who tries to control you too much emotionally, or it's making you feel a bit suffocated. For some reason you have to, these swords are his. So some people call this a treachery card, but in the story of the tarot, the swords are his, and he's going to reclaim what was his in the first place. But do be careful, because you have got by the book. So that's my only alert. I don't very often mention the trickery in this card, but because I buy the book. So some might be trying to get away from someone, or some, this is just you putting an end to these thoughts that rob you of your emotional empowerment. And as Scorpio, you're here to learn emotional empowerment. That is your karmic mission, emotional empowerment. So yes, but there's definitely a relationship here. There's definitely relationship issues. So you move on to the Three of Discs. So this is working with others to create something. So this could be a work project, actually, for many of you. For some, you know, it's just that it's anything that involves working as a group rather than separately. And it could be in this group activity that you meet another person. This is a Knight of Swords, and he's rushing right into your Lover's card, and that's why so for some of you in this group activity, you could come across this. He's regarded as the air signs, but I always see him as the Aries. I don't know why. I've got him as because he's so quick and impulsive, and he just rushes in there, and he's rushing right towards you, Scorpio. So, for some of you, there could be a few relationships going on this week. But this Knight is rushing in, right in there, and for some of you, you're going to meet him in some community project, some work project, college, anything. It's just somewhere where you're gathered with other people for a common cause. And then you end the week in the Death card paired with the Moon. So this is you. I mean, these two together speak to me of you going into a period of uncertainty. So you're ending the week not sure of the way forward. You know, that the Moon is, I mean, it's intuition, it's all those powerful things, but it's also represents the night when we can't quite see the way forward. And the Death, as you know, is your card, is transformation and rebirth. So it's such a massive week, Scorpio. There's so much going on. There's so many people involved. And I think my advice is to keep things as straightforward as you possibly can, because you're entering a whole new karmic cycle. And don't forget, your spiritual lesson as a Scorpio is to learn emotional mastery, and you have this King of Cups, which is that emotional mastery, and you've worked hard to get here. So I think you need to keep things as straightforward as you're moving through the week. There's a Knight rushing in. There's someone, so you Scorpios are going to meet someone this week who's, if you're not involved, And even if you are involved, there's still going to be a knight rushing in. Very impulsive, very quick. Not sure if you represent Scorpio energy or not. Might not be your type. That's what I'm getting. And you're into the week in that sort of sense of uncertainty. Not sure about the next way forward. So it's almost you start on a new cycle and you end a cycle all in the same week. So yes, so many people, so much emotional empowerment going on here, Scorpio. Don't keep that as your theme. This new empowered you, basically. Because you've worked hard to get here. Okay, Scorpio, well, good luck. And I'll see you next week for the weeklies. Okay, bye.